Welcome to the 122nd regular convocation of Memorial University of Newfoundland, coming to you from the Arts and Culture Centre in St. John's. Approximately 1,000 degrees will be conferred in the 4 sessions of convocation this fall. This first session, taking place at 10 a.m. on Thursday, October 21st, 2021, will include the conferring of the degrees of Bachelor of Arts Honours, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts Visual Arts, Bachelor of Science Honours, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Social Work, Bachelor of Human Kinetics and Recreation Cooperative, Bachelor of Recreation, Master of Arts, Master of Fine Arts, Master of Human Kinetics and Recreation, Master of Philosophy, Master of Physical Education, Master of Social Work, and Master of Applied Statistics. Also at this session, an honorary degree of laws, Doctor of Laws degree, will be conferred upon family physician and local rugby sport pioneer Noel John Brown. This session of convocation is being presided over by Dr. Susan Dyer Knight, Chancellor of Memorial University. The university procession is led by the University Marshal Bert Riggs, retired from the university's library archives, along with Deputy Marshal Donna Walsh of the Department of English Language and Literature. The mace, a symbol of the authority vested in the university, is carried by David Pippy with the Office of the Registrar. Convocation will be officially open when the mace is placed on the table in front of the Chancellor as presiding officer. The music for convocation is provided by organist Dr. David Booley of Memorial's Faculty of Education and by students in the School of Music.
Good morning, everybody. I have the delightful task now of declaring your convocation open, and we are going to, I'm going to ask you to be seated, which you can do now, and then we begin, as we always do, with the land acknowledgement. I would like to respectfully acknowledge the territory in which we gather as the ancestral homelands of the Beothuk and the island of Newfoundland as the ancestral homelands of the Mi'kmaq and Beothuk. I would also like to recognize the Inuit of Nunatsiavut and Nunatuhavut and the Innu of Nitassinan and their ancestors as the original people of Labrador. We strive for respectful relationships with all the peoples of this province as we search for collective healing and true reconciliation as we honor this beautiful land together. It's now my pleasure to invite our president, Dr. Vianne Timmons, to address Convocation.
Good morning, students. Can you hear me okay? Now, they told me I have to tilt my hat so you can see me. Can you see me okay? Can you? Great. I'm just thrilled to be here. Chancellor, Chair of our Board of Regents, members of Senate and faculty, members of the graduating class, family and friends, distinguished guests, and we want welcome to our MHA Paul Pike, who's representing government here and a graduate of Memorial University. Welcome, everybody. Good morning. Students, congratulations. Are you excited? I'm excited also. It's my first convocation with students since I became president here at Memorial University of Newfoundland and Labrador. You're going to be hearing that word congratulations all day long, so relish it and enjoy it. Welcome as well to your family and friends who are here to celebrate your success with you. It's so nice to see all of you in the audience. I'd like to offer a special hello to the graduates and their families watching online. Some of you are living out of province and plan to return for convocation, but were unable. And I know that you must be experiencing disappointment, and so are we. But we want to send our best wishes to all of you and welcome you to convocation, even though it's remote. I want to also acknowledge Dr. Noel Brown, who will be receiving an honorary Doctorate of Laws degrees this morning. Dr. Brown's life work has revolved around his family practice as a doctor and rugby as his extracurricular activity. In both cases, he has made a massive contribution to our community. Dr. Brown, we are honored to have you here with us today. To say that it's thrilling to be here is an understatement. You know, I started as president of Memorial University of Newfoundland and Labrador, April 2020. And we're all in lockdown on that April 1st day. I was in an Airbnb downtown, locked down, quarantined, and then we had a long, hard year. We all did, our students, also families, our colleagues. But this fall, students returned to campus, and finally, we are having an in-person convocation, even though it does look a little bit different. You know, there's been a lot of things silenced over this past year: concerts and plays, singing in churches, laughter at typical birthday parties that we used to have, cheering at sports events. So today, after the students in each degree program cross the stage, actually, as each person crosses the stage, make some noise, have some fun, celebrate, laugh and clap, and remember there are some students here without families. Celebrate them too. I want this to be a very important celebration. And I want to start it by congratulating each of you here and online. And you faced what is obviously the greatest societal upheaval of our generation. And the past year of your programs, we sent you home. We told you you'd have to learn remotely, and I know many of you have found it challenging. But what did you do? You persevered. You knew how important it was to finish your degrees, to move forward in your educational path, to start your jobs, and maybe move on to different programs or universities. This kind of adaptability and commitment is good news for the rest of us. It means you, the generation coming up behind us, the leaders, you leaders of tomorrow, are ready to face whatever life throws at you. And say, let's give her. You know, that's really important. We all have to remember, let's give her. Today we honor you, our graduates, but as president, I'm proud of every Memorial student. What you've accomplished great things over the past year, and I want to share some examples that show just how you, our students, are making a difference in people's lives and contributing to our province and our world. For example, a group of mechanical engineering students won the National 2021 Innovation Designs for Accessibility competition. They designed a medical arm brace for a young girl with cerebral palsy who uses a wheelchair. Now she can use her tablet independent of others. One of our international students did something special for Midterm Matters this year. Midterm Matters encourages students to recharge the battery with purpose and optimism by volunteering during spring break. Lee Shatori distributed handmade kindness cards at the Pottle Center, which helps adults living with addictions and mental health issues. She made a commitment to spread kindness. Isn't that a great thing, spreading kindness? Andrew Robart is a third-year medical student and the university's latest Canadian Medical Hall of Fame award recipient. He is passionate about combining his background in medicine and engineering to use technology to improve healthcare. During the pandemic, he started the company, Virtual Patient Navigator AI. It is focused on developing solutions to help patients navigate the healthcare system and limit potential virus exposure using artificial intelligence. Isn't that brilliant? That's so wonderful. Finally, 240 students registered with the Memorial Center for Entrepreneurship this fall, a number completely unseen before. MCE supports building student entrepreneurs. Their startup companies have raised more than $15 million and created more than 200 jobs since 2006. That's so impressive. You know what these examples tell us? Not only are you, our students, strong and determined, you have a social conscience. You will use your skills and training to help our communities and build a better future. And that's what our new strategic plan, Transforming Our Horizons, is all about. It recognizes that the actions we take today are the catalyst for transforming tomorrow. And the plan leads us forward, knowing that Memorial is a university that listens, that innovates, and that contributes to our province and the world. So it's time to paraphrase our university motto, to launch you forth into that world. Convocation is one of the most important things we do as a university, admitting you to your degrees, elevating you from student to graduate. It is one of my favorite things to do as a president. Before you cross the stage to receive your degrees, I'd just like to take an opportunity to say a few words to each of a group of graduating students. Now, I'm going to ask some of you to stand. If you are unable, that's okay, just put your hand up or nod at me. But first, with those who have earned a master's degree, please stand up. Through your unique paths of study, you pursued new avenues of thought, and you've gained diverse new perspectives on our world. These perspectives will serve our communities well because in the coming years, you will take your wisdom and you will accomplish wonderful things. And I know you're going to make a positive impact on the lives of others. Thank you for choosing Memorial University of Newfoundland and Labrador to pursue your master's degrees. You are going to change the world. Thank you. Will the graduates from the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences please stand? We can clap for them too. Like I did many years ago, you are graduating with an arts degree. As graduates of the Faculty of Humanities and Social Science, you are uniquely able to analyze what's going on in the world and to create a different future. This degree has given you a strong foundation of knowledge, along with critical thinking, research, analytical, and communication skills which you need to succeed and adapt in a dynamic and rapidly evolving world. This degree you have will be the foundation for everything you pursue in the future. Thank you for choosing a program that fosters our understanding of the past, the present, and the future. You made a wise choice. Thank you for all you do. Will the graduates from the Faculty of Science please stand? You are joining a worldwide fellowship of more than 17,500 Memorial Science alumni, seasoned explorers, problem solvers. Our graduates are world leaders, using their ingenuity and passion to convey knowledge and advance their scientific disciplines. Now more than ever, we face challenges such as preserving our environment and feeding the world. You will be the ones who will find our solutions. Thank you for not being afraid to explore new avenues of discovery that will change our world. Thank you for choosing Memorial University of Newfoundland and Labrador. Will the graduates from the School of Human Kinetics and Recreation please stand? Small and mighty numbers. During your programs, you'll learn how to be leaders in physical activity, leisure, and wellness, with the purpose of advancing knowledge and benefiting people, communities, and society. You learn the art of the science of human movement and the importance of health and wellness from a holistic perspective. Now it's time to go out there and be effective agents of change, because we know health and wellness is the most important thing in our society, especially now. Thank you for helping build healthy communities for tomorrow. You chose a great degree path. Well done. Now, I hope the people online stood up too when I was calling out the degrees. Now, I know you didn't do this alone. Your family, your friends are here, some watching online. To the parents, the grandparents, the partners, the loved ones, the friends, it's time to take a moment and celebrate what you have contributed to this fabulous day. I know you have sacrificed to make this day a reality for your loved one. You may have contributed financially, emotionally. You've supported these graduates in numerous ways, and you should be proud of them and the role you played in their success. Graduates, let's face our family and friends and clap and show them our appreciation for all they've done. Now, I often say that universities should not reflect the world in which we live, but rather the world in which we want to live in. These graduates are going to help create that world with the knowledge and the skills and the passion they acquired as part of Team Memorial. Memorial's greatest strength is its people: faculty, staff, students, alumni, and community partners. Together, we are unified in our commitment to our university. By harnessing the strength of our people who make up Memorial, in partnership with the people of this province who share our desire for a strong and responsive university, we will transform our horizons together. Graduates, you are now part of the Memorial family of alumni, nearly 100,000 strong. That's a lot of family members to draw strength from, and also to give your strength to. I hope in the months and years to come, you continue to be part of Team Memorial. And I want to tell you that we'll all be extending an invitation for you to attend convocation ceremonies we are planning for the next year for those students whose convocations were postponed in 2020 and 2021. Now, stay tuned to the end of the ceremony when the names of all of our graduates eligible for this ceremony will be scrolled on screen. Again, to all of you, our students, go out there. Go out there with passion and excitement. This world needs you, and I know you are going to make a difference. Thank you for choosing Memorial University of Newfoundland and Labrador as your university. Have fun and enjoy the day.
Thank you very much, Dr. Timmons, and I think every person in the room received those wonderful messages, parents as well. It's been a long time coming for you, and I cannot imagine how difficult it was, but you persevered. And those are qualities which will serve you well all lifelong. But today is a day to celebrate, and that's why we hold Convocation. We come together to congratulate and honor all the work that you have been doing all along. I used to say, and I don't know if I'll keep saying this after all that's happened, but I used to say it doesn't take very long to cross this stage. So you come up here, and your dean will be there, I will be here, and then you get your parchment outside. And I always say, even though this is videotaped, and you can watch it down the years, it would be really, I think, helpful and pleasant to create an internal journal of this day. What is it you notice? You know, you're all learners, and one of the most important things for learners to do is notice. But what is it you notice? And what really appeals to you? And what is occurring to you today that it never occurred would be the case. And hold that in a little locked spot inside that you can take out and look at any time in the future. We shall now proceed with the conferring of your degrees. And we have a little change this year. Today, we're going to say that as your family member comes across to get their degree, you may acknowledge person by person as they come. Usually we ask people to resume their applause, to withhold their applause until all the group has gone through, and then to resume. But it's, I hope that gives an extra little bit of joy.
Chancellor, in the name of the Senate of the University, I present to you the candidates for the undergraduate degrees approved for this session of Convocation. I have certified to the Senate that these candidates have fulfilled all the requirements pertaining to the degrees. I therefore request that you admit them thereto.
On the authority of the Senate, I, as Chancellor, will now admit the candidates to these degrees and confer upon them all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities which belong thereto. I call upon them on the hearing of their name to present themselves before me in the hood appropriate to the degree.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Honours, Rachel Lynn Costigan.
Rachel Lynn Costigan is from Conception Bay South.
Reuben Canning Finkel.
Reuben Canning Finkel is from St. John's.
Kyle Anthony Johnson.
Kyle Anthony Johnson is from St. John's.
Megan Christina McKinnon.
Megan Christina McKinnon is from Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Nicholas David Saunders.
Nicholas David Saunders is from Glovertown.
Christopher Robert Windsor.
Christopher Robert Windsor is from Middle Cove.
Elizabeth Roslyn Glynn.
Elizabeth Roslyn Glynn is from St. John's.
And those who've been approved by the Senate for the degree but are absent from this convocation.
admitted in absentia.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Sarah Isabel Barron.
Sarah Isabel Barron is from St. John's.
Catherine Elizabeth Bennett.
Catherine Elizabeth Bennett is from St. John's.
Solishni Kapilini Chaturgun.
Solishni Kaplani Chuturgun is from St. John's.
Christina Noel Collins.
Christina Noel Collins is from Logie Bay.
Laura Ashley Daw.
Laura Ashley Daw is from Conception Bay South.
Alexander Peter Duffy.
Alexander Peter Duffy is from Torbay.
Haley Rebecca Dunn.
Haley Rebecca Dunn is from Mount Pearl.
Irtitza Imran Dar.
Irtiza Imran Dar is from St. John's.
James Sean Windsor.
James Sean Windsor is from St. John's.
Misty Dawn Dyson.
Misty Dawn Dyson is from Happy Valley Goose Bay.
Riley Elizabeth Fagan.
Riley Elizabeth Fagan is from St. John's.
Nicholas Christopher Farrell.
Nicholas Christopher Farrell is from Conception Bay South.
Stephen John Finn.
Stephen John Finn is from St. John's.
Brandy Joy Gallant.
Brandy Joy Gallant is from St. John's.
Natalia Anake Bury.
Natalia Anake Bury is from Mount Pearl.
Jonathan Ricky Langdon.
Jonathan Ricky Langdon is from Grand Falls, Windsor.
Jenna Lauren McNutt.
Jenna Lauren McNutt is from Valley, Nova Scotia.
Lydia Yanga Makaga.
Lydia Yanga Makaga is from Mwanza, Tanzania.
Simbarashe Stephen Matushaya.
Simbarashe Stephen Matushaya is from Harare, Zimbabwe.
Aaron Richard Mills.
Aaron Richard Mills is from Happy Valley, Goose Bay.
Emmanuel Ojo.
Emmanuel Ojo is from St. John's.
Jordan Samuel Todd Pickett.
Jordan Samuel Todd Pickett is from St. John's.
Annie Isabel Jean Scott.
Annie Isabel Jean Scott is from Conception Bay South.
Olivia May Shepherd.
Olivia May Shepherd is from Corner Brook.
Mary Kathleen Shorlin.
Mary Kathleen Shorlin is from St. John's.
Karen Gabriel Silayo.
Karen Gabriel Solayo is from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania.
Adam Christopher Thorne.
Adam Christopher Thorne is from St. John's.
Garrett Joseph Tilley.
Garrett Joseph Tilley is from Conception Bay South.
And those who have been approved by the Senate for the degree but are absent from this convocation.
Admitted in absentia.
For the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts, Visual Arts, candidate in absentia.
Admitted in absentia.
For the degree of International Bachelor of Arts, Alyssa Joelle Cutler.
Alyssa Joelle Cutler is from St. John's.
For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Honors, Offre Onadenalore.
Offre Onadenalore is from St. John's.
Cassie Marie Wadman.
Cassie Marie Wadman is from Ajax, Ontario.
Olivia Marie Wiper.
Olivia Marie Wiper is from St. John's.
And those who have been approved by the Senate for the degree but are absent from this convocation.
Admitted in absentia.
For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Tsitsi Rhoda Barkano.
Tsitsi Rhoda Barikano is from Harare, Zimbabwe.
Cassandra Ann Barry.
Cassandra Ann Barry is from Grand Falls, Windsor.
Ian Michael Brake.
Ian Michael Brake is from Conception Bay South.
Brandon Daniel Chalk.
Brandon Daniel Chalk is from St. John's.
Shayna Kelly Kosh.
Shayna Kelly Kosh is from Gander.
Brock Cecil Fitzpatrick.
Brock Cecil Fitzpatrick is from Buren Bay Arm.
Taylor Philip Hadfield.
Taylor Philip Hadfield is from Paradise.
Morgan Julia Hyde.
Morgan Julia Hyde is from Redhead Cove.
Cassidy Denise Jacobs.
Cassidy Denise Jacobs is from Badger.
Mandlin Kosi Bruce Mate.
Mandlin Kosi Bruce Mate is from Harare, Zimbabwe.
Kuziva Kwashe Elizabeth Mandebvu.
Kusivikwashe Elizabeth Mandebu is from Harare, Zimbabwe.
Tinotenda Maureen Matsika.
Tinotenda Maureen Matsika is from Harare, Zimbabwe.
Paul Nzioka Mutama.
Paul Nzioka Mutama is from Nairobi, Kenya.
Ronak Bharat Parmar.
Ronak Bharat Parmar is from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania.
Mitesh Periag.
Mitesh Periag is from Korapipe, Mauritius.
Alexander Ryan Sharp.
Alexander Ryan Sharp is from Conception Bay South.
Brianna Caroline Marie Strobridge.
Brianna Caroline Marie Strobridge is from Paradise.
Giovanni Silvestre.
Giovanni Silvestre is from St. John's.
Oleus Martin Tobias.
Oleus Martin Tobias is from Arusha, Tanzania.
April Lee Walters.
April Lee Walters is from Outer Cove.
Uchen Zhang.
Uchen Zhang is from Hohok, China.
Zuchi Zheng.
Zuchi Zheng is from St. John's.
And those who have been approved by the Senate for the degree but are absent from this convocation.
Admitted in absentia.
For the degree of Bachelor of Social Work, all candidates in absentia.
Admitted in absentia.
For the degree of Bachelor of Human Kinetics and Recreation Cooperative. Catherine Erin Wagar.
Catherine Erin Wagar is from Halifax, Nova Scotia.
And those who have been approved by the Senate for the degree but are absent from this convocation. For the degree of Bachelor of Recreation, Michael Joshua Lahi.
Michael Joshua Lahi is from Fredericton, New Brunswick.
Kelsey Eleanor Smith.
Kelsey Eleanor Smith is from Paradise.
And those who have been approved by the Senate for the degree but are absent from this convocation.
Admitted in absentia.
Chancellor, in the name of the Senate of the University, I present to you the candidates for the graduate degrees approved for this session of Convocation. I have certified to the Senate that these candidates have fulfilled all the requirements pertaining to the degrees. I therefore request that you admit them thereto.
On the authority of the Senate, I, as Chancellor, will now admit the candidates to these degrees and confer upon them all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities which belong thereto. I call upon them, on the hearing of their names, to present themselves before me in the hood appropriate to the degree.
For the degree of Master of Arts, Nana Frimpoma Adolfo.
Nana Frimpoma Adolfo is from St. John's.
Lucy Ansa.
Lucy Ansa is from St. John's.
Portia Porcatafayo.
Portia Portecafayo is from St. John's.
Blaze White Cameron.
Blaze White Cameron is from Mabu, Nova Scotia.
Marcel Shannon Clift.
Marcel Shannon Clift is from St. John's.
Alicia Agnes Rose Corcoran.
Alicia Agnes Rose Corcoran is from St. John's.
Kevin Joseph Hennessy.
Kevin Joseph Hennessy is from St. John's.
Brianna Bocardi.
Brianna Bocardi is from Sainte-Anne-de-Bellevue, Quebec.
Sarah Denise Kuhn.
Sarah Denise Kuhn is from Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Erica Teresa Ann Making.
Erica Teresa Ann Making is from Kilbride.
Evan Paul McCarthy.
Evan Paul McCarthy is from St. John's.
Muhammad Roel Mia.
Mohammed Royal Mia is from St. John's.
Natasha Stephanie Olekshi.
Natasha Stephanie Oleshki is from Asheville, Manitoba.
Isaac Ryan Ottenheimer Byrne.
Isaac Ryan Ottenheimer Byrne is from St. John's.
Shatabdi Paul.
Shatabdi Paul is from St. John's.
Rebecca Randy Roberts.
Rebecca Randy Roberts is from Kippens.
Nell Jason Cruz Santos.
Nell Jason Cruz Santos is from Manila, Philippines.
Leslie George Shepard.
Leslie George Shepherd is from St. Bernard's Jacques Fontaine.
Christopher Michael Stevens.
Christopher Michael Stevens is from St. John's.
And those who have been approved by the Senate for the degree but are absent from this convocation.
Admitted in absentia.
For the degree of Master of Fine Arts, candidates in absentia.
Admitted in absentia.
For the degree of Master of Human Kinetics and Recreation, candidates in absentia.
Admitted in absentia.
For the degree of Master of Philosophy, Andrew Michael Dixon.
Andrew Michael Dixon is from St. John's.
Abiba Mohammed.
Abiba Mohammed is from Bimsi, Ghana.
And those who have been approved by the Senate for the degree but are absent from this convocation. For the degree of Master of Physical Education, candidates in absentia.
Admitted in absentia.
For the degree of Master of Social Work, Tracy Leslie Jean Best.
Tracy Leslie Jean Best is from Mount Pearl.
Melissa Catherine Ann Bruce.
Melissa Catherine Ann Bruce is from St. John's.
Jordana Susan Como.
Jordana Susan Como is from St. John's.
Amy Elizabeth Shepard.
Amy Elizabeth Shepard is from Spaniards Bay.
Crystal Michelle Wells.
Crystal Michelle Wells is from St. John's.
And those who have been approved by the Senate for the degree but are absent from this convocation.
Admitted in absentia.
For the degree of Master of Applied Statistics, Dante Lozano Perez.
Dante Lozana Perez is from St. John's.
For those of you who may not have been at a memorial convocation before, I'm just really curious with the grown-ups, the adults, how many of you went to memorial? Looky here. Ah. So it's wonderful to have you here and celebrating like this. And one of the things that Memorial always does as part of the celebration is have one of our students make a performance for you, and no, COVID is going to stop that for sure. And today, just tell you a little bit about, it's different from what's in your program because there was a change at the last minute. But today, we'll be entertained by Lucy Taves. She's a graduate violin student in the School of Music who's studying with Dr. Nancy Don, our renowned Dr. Nancy Don. Originally from Vancouver Island in British Columbia, she studied with the Lafayette String Quartet in Victoria before moving to Newfoundland to complete her undergraduate degree in violin performance at Memorial University. Lucy plays on the Helen Martin MacLeod Heineke violin in the music department with the generous donors, buy extraordinarily precious instruments and give them to the school, so while the students are there, they're able to play them. So this one is the Helen Martin MacLeod Heineke violin and with the Hill bow, both belonging to the Memorial School of Music. We're going to hear two movements from Sonata Number 2, Opus 27, composed by Eugene Isaiah. He's a Belgian composer no longer with us, writing end of 18th and beginning of 19th century. Lucy, I don't know if you can still hear. I just wanted to say to Lucy, if she can hear in the wings, that'd be great. But thanking her to come today and share her extraordinary skill and passion, and thank her from coming all the way from the West Coast to Newfoundland and Labrador to do some of her undergraduate degree and all of her graduate degree. So, we shall now proceed to the conferring of the degree honoris causa.
For the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa, Noel John Brown.
Chancellor, a young man leaves Ireland for Newfoundland, meets the love of his life, and settles into his adopted hometown. This premise hardly sounds like the stuff of James Joyce, does it? But what if our protagonist were a pioneer, a healer of ailments, a leader of men, a builder, a sportsman, a spouter of colorful language, a man about town, an outdoor adventurer, a family man, an innkeeper to friend and stranger, and an all-around charming rogue? Now, this is something that Joyce could work with, though he may have wanted to pare down this character to make him a little more believable. Noel Brown grew up in Connacht, Ireland, though his schoolboy education was at Blackrock College, County Dublin. Noel, along with his brothers Michael and Tom, learned to put in a day's work as part of a construction crew in England. It's been said that the Browns could be given 2 days to dig a ditch, but they would have it done on the first morning. It was here that Noel received his lifelong nickname Riley from his father, since hiring family members contravened local labor laws. Dr. Brown completed his medical training at University College, Galway. He then traveled to St. John's in 1966 to complete a one-year internship at the General Hospital. It was there that he met Christina Lowe, now Christina Brown, who was essential in extending Dr. Brown's stay by almost 6 decades. Dr. Brown's work as a general practitioner included long hours of house calls and of being on call. He spent 48 years serving patients in long-term care, including at St. Luke's. His duties also included assisting in a myriad of surgeries. By his own recollection, the highlights include delivering 223 babies in a year, with 37 arriving in one productive month. He retired in 2017 after 50 years, plus 2 weeks, at his well-known Cornwall Clinic in St. John's. Dr. Brown's dedication to medicine was recognized with a life membership in the Canadian College of Family Practice. Noel Brown is also well known for his contribution to rugby. His on-pitch exploits include representing the provincial Connacht team and the combined Irish Universities team. He was a fixture on Newfoundland's senior provincial teams, and he twice played for Canada in international matches. Noel's local career lasted long enough to see him punish opponents who were less than half his age. Greater again is Dr. Brown's role as a builder and leader in our rugby community. He organized matches and then helped to create the Newfoundland Rugby Union, now NLRU, in the early 1970s. In 1977, Noel became a founder and president of his beloved Swyler's Rugby Club. The club, with its unique pink, white, and green strip, has been historically dominant in league play, and its players often form the backbone of provincial and Atlantic all-star teams. Noel is also front and center in ensuring that club members and opponents alike are enjoying themselves when the hard work of the match is done. Dr. Brown was also a driving force in developing some of the best sporting facilities in St. John's. His determination in securing seed funding and in getting decision makers on side were crucial in getting things done. He started with the playing fields and clubhouse at the Swiler's Club on Crosby Road, and he then got behind the Newfoundland and Labrador Sports Center next door. The latter facility includes the Dr. Noel Brown High Performance Center and Riley's Room, which are named in his honor. Noel Brown also leads from the front as a coach. He demands accountability from both himself and his charges. While many local sports set expectations for success within our Atlantic region, Dr. Brown's teams always take aim at the best in the country. The silver medal in the 1987 National Junior Tournament set the table for future senior team medals, including golds, and for individual players to compete on Canada's national teams. His ruthless pursuit of victory may not be for everyone, but a multitude of athletes give unequivocal credit to Dr. Brown for their own achievements. Rugby Canada has also bestowed their prestigious Chairs Award to him. Other honors have come from the Sport NL Hall of Fame and the Order of Newfoundland and Labrador. The lifeblood of the Swiler's Club also flows from Crosby Road through Noel and Christina's home on Sherwood Drive. Their door has always been open to the rugby community for the past several decades. It is not unusual for multiple visiting players to use the Browns' floors and beds as their landing pad. Many young local players have also received something special at a Brown family table, be it a second set of parents, adopted siblings in Greg, Noel Jr., and Nancy, or even a post-match suturing. Noel's competitive spirit also serves him well as an accomplished angler and hunter. No fishing hole is inaccessible, no partridge is safe in his sight. He has enjoyed outdoor adventures in British Columbia, Labrador, Newfoundland, and on the Dap in Ireland. In recent years, he's turned his attention to his home garden, which hosts a diverse section of plants. I, for one, would not be surprised to see Newfoundland's first coconuts and pineapples come from his yard. All that's needed is someone to tell Noel, you can't grow that here. Today's honored guest has left indelible marks on the lives of patients, players, family, and friends. His dedication to our province's athletes will be his legacy for generations to come. Chancellor, I present to you for the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, Noel Brown, Sr.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. Congratulations. I can't. But
When Dr. Brown arrived in Newfoundland and Labrador, the sport of rugby was not played in the province. He quickly got organized, sent a sevens team to play in the mainland, and founded the Newfoundland Rugby Union in 1974. An accomplished player and coach, Dr. Brown founded the Newfoundland Swiler's Rugby Club and served as its president for 20 years, during which he raised funds to improve recreational facilities and gave the province a presence in the Canadian rugby landscape. In recent years, rugby in Newfoundland and Labrador has never been stronger, epitomized by the senior rock team that won 4 national gold medals between 2005 and 2010 and a junior national gold in 2010. Dr. Brown also played a lead role in the development of the Sweilers Rugby Complex and the Newfoundland and Labrador Sports Complex.
Dr. Brown, or should I say Dr. Brown? It gives me great pleasure now to call upon you to address Convocation.
Chancellor, Chair of the Board of Regents, President, members of the Senate and faculty, members of the graduating class and distinguished guests. I got to say I was so nervous before any rugby match than I am now. I want to thank Adam for that introduction. I didn't think I did all that kind of stuff, but a lot of exaggeration there, I think. I want to express my gratitude memorial and the selection committee and the people that supported my nomination for the great honour you're giving me today. Adam has told you most of my speech. I think he must have read it first. I come from Galway in the rest of Ireland. When I was a young fellow, my father worked in Nigeria and West Africa. And when I was 7 years old, I was brought to Dublin and put in a boarding school for 10 years. That wasn't uncommon in Ireland at the time. But the school they brought me to was Willow Park, a preparatory school at Blackrock College, which is a famous Irish rugby school. And during those 10 years in Blackrock, my lifelong passion with rugby started. And then for the last 70 years, I've been involved in rugby as a player, coach, or an administrator. I left Blackrock in 1960 and attended Galway University and studied medicine. Reflecting back now, I'd have to say that my life at the university were some of the best years of my life. Not only was it the foundation of my education, it gave me friendships that still exist today in the drive to make my mark in this world, in sport and in life. I graduated in '66 as a medical doctor, and in September of that year I arrived in Newfoundland. It was just a total accident. I wasn't going to tell you why I came here, but I think I will. Galway University was well known in those days for rowing, and we had a great crew. And myself and my younger brother were rowing on the Senior 8. The Irish National Championships was in Galway that year, so I thought if I qualified in June, the National Championships in July. Were training pretty hard, so I couldn't go into the hospital and do my intern year and train at the same time. So I said, to hell with the intern year, I'll row. Anyway, we were beaten by the guards in the final. So here I was in Galway, no money and no job. And my younger brother was the same way. So the two of us headed for England, where most Irish guys went to get a bit of work. And we got a job as steel fixers in a place called Didcot on a power station. All the Irish guys, the steel fixers on the job were all Irish. The Irish did most of the hard work in England in those days, probably still do. Anyway, we worked there for the rest of the summer, and he had to go back to university. He was doing medicine in Galway, and I had no job, so I had to look for one. So I bought the Lancet and the British Medical Journal, and I looked to see where they were looking for doctors, and they were looking for them in BC and in Newfoundland. I thought BC would be the favourite place because my elder brother was already there. But Newfoundland replied first, as the early bird gets the worm, as they say. So I decided I'd go to Newfoundland, and I arrived here. Well, anyway, when I went on Friday is quitting day in England, so I told the foreman I'm off. I want my money and my cars today. He said, why? He said, what's wrong? The money not good enough? Now, we were earning a lot of money. I said, well, actually, I'm going to Canada next week. He said, geez, he said, do they need steel fixers in Canada? And I said, no. I said, I'm not going to work as a steel fixer over there. He said, what are you going to do over there? I said, actually, I'm a doctor. Well, it nearly floored him. I hadn't told him before. Anyway, the Irish guys, all the steel fixers were Irish, and they decided they'd give me a proper Irish send-off. So we went to the pub. We must have had a great night because I woke up the next morning at 3 o'clock on a railway station. I had to walk down the platform to see where I was. The following week, I arrived in Gander. And in those days, the flights landed in Gander at midday, and there was no connecting flight to St. John's. So I was well acquainted with Blue Star beer by the time I arrived in St. John's. The taxi driver made a bit of a mistake when I asked him to bring me to the residence. He brought me to the nurse's residence. And that wasn't a place you needed to be at 11 o'clock at night when you're half under the weather. Two excited house mothers tried to shush me out through the door. That was no water up here. Anyway, that was the night I saw my wife for the first time, and she's the reason I stayed here. About 2 years later, my younger brother arrived from Ireland. He had also gone to Blackrock and Galway and graduated with a medical degree. He had developed the same passion for rugby as I had. One afternoon, we were going along Empire Avenue. We saw a group of guys, thanks very much, we saw a group of guys down at Felian grounds kicking an oval ball around. It looked like a rugby ball. We drove home quickly, it wasn't that far. We got our rugby boots and joined the group. And that's basically how rugby started here in Newfoundland. Now, funny enough, rugby was played in Newfoundland in the early 19th century, and the early 20th century anyway. And one of the cups we play for now was actually found in the Royal Building downtown. So Bishop Field College had a rugby team, and I don't know who they played, but they definitely had a team. So we didn't really start it, we just reintroduced it. The first time we were competing on the mainland, there were just 7 of us. We were playing the 7-a-side competition. We were beaten in the final. We shouldn't have been, but we were. That's another story. In 1973, we went to the national final here with 22 rugby players on the island, which was quite an achievement because we had to beat Quebec and Ontario to get there. And they had much bigger rugby playing populations than we had. We realised at that time that to be successful against mainland teams, we needed to broaden our base of players here in Newfoundland. So we formed 4 clubs and quickly found that Newfoundlanders were perfectly suited for the sport. They like contact, they're brave and tenacious, and they can take a knock as well as give one, which tends to be important when you're playing a contact sport. I think my most significant contribution to rugby in the province was forming the Swallows Rugby Club. For over 40 years, the club has been the backbone of rugby here in Newfoundland. We've produced some great athletes, many of whom have represented Canada at every age level. With the aid of 3 levels of government and our devoted and generous patrons, we developed a first-class facility on Crosby Road, the envy of any club in North America. We've always placed a high priority on winning, and the last 15 years, Newfoundland has won 4 national championships, and last year we won the Under-19 national championships. Rugby has been very instrumental in my life. It has been for so many others that have been involved in the sport. Past players have gone on to succeed in their chosen careers, with many of them graduating from Memorial just like you are today. As you can probably tell by now, I love rugby. Along with my medical practice and my family, it's been my life. I started playing as a boy, and I'd play now if there was a league for geriatrics. My playing days may be over, but it's been a wonderful and rewarding journey all the same. As you guys are about to embark on your new journey from academia to the world that awaits, I'd like to impart to you a couple of lessons rugby has taught me. First and foremost, rugby is a diverse sport. It has a place on the field for everybody, big or small. You may need to try a few positions before you learn where your particular skills are best suited. Take the time, put in the effort. Try different things in life. Instead of trying to be good at something you're not, find out what you're good at and work hard at it. Rugby is a sport that involves a lot of tackling, a lot of physical contact. It's part of the game. You get knocked down lots of times, but it's what you do after you get up that matters. It's inevitable. But you must get back up and carry on. In life, you'll be knocked down, you'll fail. How you respond to those events, how quickly you get back up and join the fray, will determine your success in life. No matter what happens, don't give up. I'd like to congratulate the graduates and their families excuse me, on their achievements today. It couldn't have been easy attending university with COVID on the loose. You now go out into the world and apply what you learned. Your degree is just the beginning. Your future lies ahead, and the only limit to your success excuse me, will be yourselves. As in sport, you generally get out of life what you put into it. I wish you all every success in the future. If life throws a curveball at you, just get up, dust yourself off, and get back at it. With that kind of attitude, you're bound to succeed. Before I sit down, I'd like to tell you what happened a few years ago when I got an award. I had to make an acceptance speech. I didn't know what to say, so I didn't make any notes. I figured that I'd listen to what the others said and make notes at the time. When I got to the event, I discovered I was the first speaker. I was a little bit nervous. So I went to the bathroom, as boys often do when they're nervous. Unfortunately, I met a guy called Ray Gallagher in there. Ray, unfortunately, is dead, but he was a veteran of those events at the time. I asked him what people usually said. He said to me, you can say what you like, he said, but I'll give you one bit of advice. Don't forget to thank the wife. So thanks, Christina, for the last 55 years. It's been a long time, but life of rugby wouldn't be the same without you.
Dr. Brown, for gracing us with your presence, and your words today, as you could see, were so well received and so enjoyable and thoughtful. So we're really glad that you came, and your wife, who I met earlier, and enjoy being a memorial PhD, not PhD, LLD, enjoy being an extra doctor. That's what I really meant to say. So we have come to the close of your graduation ceremony. And I do realize that it takes up just one part of the overall celebration that's going on. Imagine the time you've been looking forward to it. That's exciting. and now it's here. Then you have family and friends to go and enjoy with. And we really do celebrate your achievements. And I've said to many of you as you came across the stage, thank you for choosing to come to Memorial. And you all have different reasons. But you came, and every day you were here. You were helping to build and strengthen our institution. In community, with individual work, in all sorts of ways, the university is richer for having had you here. And you are alumni now, and you'll doubtless be hearing from us. But there's so much to hear about with Memorial, and I really encourage you to stay in touch wherever you're living in the world. And we wish you the very, very best, and to accomplish your hopes and dreams, and one step at a time, you will see it come to fruition. So I imagine you're going out for lunch with friends and family now. And so to close the convocation, we are going to sing together another song that really helps to shape community. And the words of it are in your program. And so that's the Ode to Newfoundland. And when we finish that, the procession is going to begin here. And we just ask that you keep your seats until this crowd gets up those stairs. And again, very best wishes to you. Congratulations.
A grand total of 19,642 students enrolled at Memorial University at the start of the fall 2021 semester, one of the highest enrollment totals ever. Undergraduate enrollment increased overall by 1.5% compared to the same time last year. Graduate enrollment increased overall by 0.9% compared to last fall. Memorial has adopted a new strategic plan for the next 5 years. Entitled Transforming Our Horizons, the plan will guide the university towards a brighter future in which Memorial contributes to a socially resilient, economically prosperous, culturally vibrant, inclusive, healthy, and sustainable Newfoundland and Labrador. Developed collectively upon the inputs of many, The plan acts as a foundation through which academic and administrative units will develop detailed action plans to achieve success over the next 5 years. It's a first in Canada collaboration. Together, Memorial University and the University of Prince Edward Island are developing a joint Doctor of Medicine degree. The program will increase training opportunities for future family doctors and general specialists across Atlantic Canada.